think it was on CFRA that I first...
Wait. Go ahead.
I think it was on CFRA that I first heard
I know it was.
the advertisements. The city of Ottawa was advertising this whole new free condom giveaway program. So I tuned in, or I looked up the website, and I figured, okay, I'm going to test this. I disagree with them giving away condoms, and I thought I'd give it a try. And so I filled out the form online, and came down to quantities, so I ordered 2 cases of each in bulk quantities. And then the following day, in the application, what I had to do was my name, address, so there's nothing anonymous. They know who I am, my phone number, everything. And so I filled it out, and somewhere in there I had to jot in the name of an organization. So I plugged in Ottawa Libertarians. Largely because this type of program really goes against what a libertarian would think is right. So every now and then an opportunity comes up where you can maybe capitalize on that. So I get an email from them the next day, or within a day or two, saying your order's ready. Come and pick it up. 179 Clarence Street and all that stuff between these hours. Now I held off for about 2 or 3 weeks actually, because I wasn't sure I wanted to go through with this. I thought, okay, I know I can have them now. So then I kind of hummed and hawed, and then one morning I woke up and I headed over there at 10 o'clock, Tuesday, this week. And so I showed up, and I thought, I wasn't asked for any identification. There was nothing to sign. I didn't sign for anything. I would just go into the front door, I told them who I was, went into the back, into this warehouse, and there's other stuff in that warehouse. And there were my 6 cases stacked up. So the girl brought out a wagon. She was very helpful. And brought out a wagon. We stacked the boxes on a wagon out the front door to my car. So here I'm squeezing the stuff into my car. And I drove away. So I get home and stacked them in the garage and sorted them out, because there were two boxes of each of the 3 varieties.
You
have 2 here.
Well, we have 3 different varieties. We have the...
How do they taste?
We have the flavored variety for flavor experience. We have the lubricated variety, and we have the plain variety.
Non-lube.
These are
non-lube.
The red ones are lube, and then I know some people are interested in these. Strawberry, banana, and
it's
vanilla.
important that people get their preference.
They have rights.
So anyway,
They have rights.
pardon me?
Looks like a bit of an auction.
So anyway, so I'm back home now in the garage. I unloaded them into the garage, and so I stacked them, the 2 cases, 2 and 2 of the 3 different types. And so I opened one box, so open them up, and there's in each of those cartons, master cartons, there's 20 of these. So if you have a calculator, you can play with this. So 20 of these. Now these ones are the non-lube. The red ones are the lube, and these are the flavors. Okay. So in each,
There's difference.
so I have 2 cases, 2 cases of each of the 3, 6 cases with 20 of these, and there's 144 in each of these. So the total number of condoms, as reported on various CFRA radio shows, is 17,280.
How much does that cost me buying from drugstore?
What's your retail?
Retail price on these.
$8,960.
Yeah, retail price on these kind of like, I've looked at it, now I'm really curious, and I'm looking around. I don't know what to do with them. So out of curiosity,
Obviously, neither does the city.
Just have kids.
So I did, as I know, it's only been Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now here we are today. So it's only been 4 or 5 days. And so, but as I'm out and around, and I would notice as I pop into the drugstore or wherever they're on sale, and in fact at Sunoco yesterday, I was telling the girl behind the counter at the Sunoco station, because they sell condoms, and they're $1 a piece there. So, from $1 retail, but I do see that they retail for a package of 12 It's maybe around $8.99 or so. So call it 60, 70 cents each. And again, it's 17,000 plus. So anyway, to make a long story short, so I have them on Tuesday morning, into my laneway, into the garage. So I run back inside, jump online, because I had confided with a couple of people that I was doing this. Of course, Jean-Serge, who is actually the chair of the Libertarian Party, knew about it. We didn't know what we were going to do if it went through, because I never expected it to go through. But Jean-Serge knew, and a couple of other people knew, and I think I thrown it by Nick a few weeks ago when I first ordered them. So anyway, now I have them, so I took a few pictures and shot a note off to Nick. And we went back and forth a little bit throughout the day. And I think we may have had a phone call that afternoon too, because it turned out that Nick ended up filling in for somebody for 2 hours that night. So that became Nick's topic that night. And that's where it kind of went from there. That's how it really hit the media. So then guys like, I think it was the next day, Wednesday, I had a call from Stephanie Kinsella, CFRA News. So we had a radio interview. And she got the story straight. And then it started to show up, I guess it was Thursday maybe on the news, or maybe Wednesday night. So CFRA picked up on it, the news every hour. And what else was there? Rob Snow picked up on it a few times. He had a bit of fun with it. In fact, if you're familiar with Rob Snow on Friday afternoons, he has the top story of the week. You know that show? Where you call in and you pick the 10 stories? Yeah. Well, this story was the 10th story. The winning story, the one that wins. That was the question for that one. So anyhow, now, and Lowell, of course, had a big thing about it on Friday morning. So now, where does it sit now?
Libertarians raising condoms.
There's where it sits now.
Money for them.
I did receive, I did open this email finally after receiving it on Thursday. I didn't want to open it too soon. So I opened it just before coming over here. And it's from the city of Ottawa. So they're requesting that they be returned.
Open or unopened, it doesn't say.
Yeah, one at a time.
You're welcome to look at this if you want to see what the email says. I'd ask you not to repeat any names. I didn't black anything out. But what prompts them to ask for the return is my interview on CFRA. So once it hit the media, now it's wide open, and Jim took off to Montreal. For the weekend. What else is there?
Jan Harder.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Go for it, Dave.
One of the best ones, and these are available on podcast on Nick's website, or the CFRA website. You know, it's awesome. There's some really, really good stuff on it. And one of the best ones, and I think it was Thursday
4 o'clock.
Political panel. And so I'm sitting, I've been glued to the radio for all this time. I've got a radio in every room of the house, the car, and everywhere I go. And I kind of miss it right now, but who's on? But anyway, so political panel this week was 3 councillors, Jan Harder, who it was the chair, apparently she just resigned, of the health department that looks after this.
Rainer Bloss.
Rainer Bloss, who is my councillor. Rainer Bloss is my councillor. And Doug Thompson, whom I've come to know through Wade Wallace's election campaign back in municipal shot at municipal politics a year and a half or 2 years ago. So all 3 of them I know. And I'm listening attentively to this because towards the end of the show, Rob Snow brought it up about, some guy, you guys gave some guy 17,000 condoms. And so then it was not so much for Rainer or Doug, because really they had not a whole lot to do with it. It's not in their committee. They're not on stuff like that. So it became Jan. She was pretty defensive. I don't know if anyone's heard it, but it is on podcast. And what I plan to do is I'm just going to download these and Bill, I'm not going to put out a website because actually my name hasn't been put out there. My name, Dave, has been out there. And Ottawa Libertarians has been out there. And the official spokesperson actually for this is Jean-Serge Brisson.
Blame it on Jean-Serge.
And then But as this was starting to kind of gain a little bit of traction and more, when Lowell got
Are
onto
they
it,
bilingual?
No, they're made in Thailand.
they're bilingual. They are bilingual. They're not UPC code, so you can't just throw them into a retail store. On Lowell's show,
Oh, we.
on Lowell's show on Friday morning, I was listening, and there were two callers that were kind of, everybody's irate, except for two callers that I remember who seemed to take a shot at this genius who grabbed these $17,000 and thinking that, well, what's he going to do with them? He's going to sell them.
Yeah.
Or he's going to, I think
Fake name.
Fake name, bullshit. It was Ottawa Libertarians. And my name is on that paperwork too. As far as selling them, no, that's no intention. In fact, in my interview with Stephanie Kinsella, I mentioned that, I said, you know, quite frankly, Stephanie, I don't know what to do with them. I'll just give them back. And you know, I'll probably just give them back. But now we have to talk about it today, and it's one of the reasons so glad Serge is here and stuff that we can talk about it. Because there is one local libertarian guy in our group who happens to be a university student, and he shoots me an email the other day, and he says, "Hey, Dave, is it true about you have all those condoms?" I said, "Yeah." I'm a two-finger typer. Yeah, it's very true, very true. He says, "Well, I'd like to get some." Well, what do you have in mind? You know, I respond, "What do you have in mind?" He comes back to me and says, "Well, I'd like to get 1,000. I'm serious." So, well, geez, maybe we, the people, can do a better job of distributing these damn things, if it's going to be a program, than City Hall can. So there's a debate going on now. What do we do? Do we pack them all into back up and go down and have a rally at 179 Clarence or City Hall and turn them in? Or do we pass them around? With real groups. With real groups.
I have a third alternative. Let's give John Serge and Howard
I see. So anyway, so that's about that's how it unfolded. It started as it's a test. It was a test on the system. What Lowell said on Friday morning on his show was absolutely correct. It was a test, and I'm getting a lot of congratulatory notes saying that, hey, you really embarrassed City Hall. Good job. So anyway, I think that's good.
What did Jan Harder say?